So let me introduce Patrick Schrauwen from Maastricht University Medical Center, and he's going to talk to us a bit about some recent research that he and his colleagues have been conducting regarding the impact of sitting less on diabetes risk. So Patrick, could you tell us a little bit about the study, who's been involved as participants and what kinds of different activity regimens people have been undertaking?
Yeah, sure. Of course I can. So what we were really interested in this study, and this was in postmenopausal women, but we have done studies in other groups also, is what is the effect of sitting less, so preventing sedentary time, sitting time, and exchange that with times of standing and walking. I'm actually standing now also behind my standing desk.
Yes, me too. I'm lucky to have a standing desk at in the diabetology office as well.
Exactly. So what's the effect on this on insulin sensitivity, and how does that compare to doing exercise? So really on a bike and sweating. And the aim was really to see, okay, can we get alternatives for people that don't like to do exercise or that cannot do exercise, and still have opportunities for them to improve the insulin sensitivity. And that's what we wanted to find out in this study.
That's great. So what were the main findings of the study? What measurements did you make, and what did that tell you about metabolism and the effects of exercise and sitting time on our metabolism?
Yeah, so I will tell a little bit about the study. It's a short study, so every subject underwent 3 interventions of each 4 days. In the one intervention, we asked them to do the main part of the day sitting. So they had to sit for 14 hours per day.
That's a lot of sitting.
That's a lot of sitting indeed, although, I mean, it might be actually happening quite a lot in practice also. They had 1 hour of standing and walking, and then no exercise, and the rest, of course, sleep. Then in the other intervention, we replaced a few hours of the sitting time, 1 hour actually of the sitting time, with 1 hour of exercise on a bike, and the rest remained the same. So that was really to see what is the effect of exercise. And then in the third arm, we call it the sitless arm, we exchanged 5 hours of sitting, so they were only sitting 9 hours, with 3 hours of standing, 2 hours of walking, but no exercise, and again the rest sleep. And then after those 4 days, on the 5th day, we measured insulin sensitivity with a hyperinsulinemic clamp. So that's a golden standard to measure insulin sensitivity. But we also took muscle biopsies because we were interested to see what happens in the muscle, and are the effects that you have when you just do standing and walking, are these comparable to exercise? Now, the outcome of the study was that insulin sensitivity improved approximately the same whether you do exercise or the standing and walking. And also in the muscle, we did metabolomics in the muscle, we saw that there were changes that were quite overlapping with the exercise and the standing and walking. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but there was overlap. And to us, this points out that you don't really need to do the exercise to get these improvements, but that light activities might also be already very important.
Oh, that's very interesting. So, and then do you have any particular plans then to carry out some further research, so to extend the study perhaps into different groups or into a larger cohort?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this study is of course not standalone. I mean, there's a lot of interest in the field for breaking sedentary time, and we know that sitting is the new smoking. We have to be careful with not sitting too much. So a lot of research is already going on. I think what we try to do is really go mechanistically and see, okay, how does it compare with exercise also on a molecular level? Are these changes similar? But of course, the study has limitations also. It was a limited duration. So what I would love to do is see, okay, can we extend this to a longer period of time? And can the effects that we see, can they be sustained? Also, and I'm not going to say that we're going to do everything, but these are my ideas that should be done. I mean, now we replaced quite some time. I mean, 3 hours of standing, walking is quite a lot for most people, unless you maybe get a dog and you can do the walks every day. But we have to see, okay, how much exercise or light activity is then enough to get these changes. So that's, I think, the research that needs to be done and that we need to find out further. But I think it's encouraging to see that, I mean, by introducing standing discs, for example, you can already have beneficial metabolic health effects. And these are changes that for many people are possible to implement in their lives. And these small aspects might already help. And that's, I think, encouraging to see.
Yeah, it is very encouraging, isn't it? It's good. So do you have any particular advice for people, both from your own research or from your other work that's been done in the field about sedentary time? Do you have any particular advice for a typical office worker or somebody perhaps who is limited in their ability to exercise for other reasons?
Yeah, I think that the most important one is that if you get the advice and you discuss with your GP on lifestyle changes, I mean, try to find things that are possible for you, because we can keep on saying, okay, we should do the 1 hour or 1.5 hours of exercise per week, but if you don't like to do the exercise, or if you cannot do it for whatever reasons, I mean, you're not going to sustain this. So then it's way more important to think about alternatives, and making a walk every day or a few times a day can already have beneficial effects. So don't underestimate the effect that these light activities can have. And yeah, if you do have the possibility in your walk to stand up more often, take a break, even if it's a 5-minute walk or something, these things can have effects. Standing disc, of course, although I also realize that not everyone can afford this, and not every employer will allow you to buy one. But I mean, make it discussable and discuss it with your employees. But most of all, yeah, we should realize that small activities can already make differences, and that's, I think, important.